The boxing world is about to witness something unprecedented and potentially catastrophic. Gervonta "Tank" Davis has just entered fight camp for what could be Jake Paul's career-ending nightmare. This isn't just another celebrity boxing spectacle. This is a collision course between authentic boxing royalty and YouTube's most controversial fighter. The training footage we're about to show you reveals exactly why Jake Paul might have bitten off way more than he can chew. The moment news broke about this potential matchup, Tank Davis wasted zero time getting to work. This Baltimore destroyer isn't treating Jake Paul like some social media experiment. He's preparing like he's facing his toughest championship opponent. Every punch thrown in camp carries the weight of boxing's reputation, and Davis knows the entire sport is watching to see if he'll expose the YouTuber turned boxer once and for all. But here's where things get serious. Davis isn't just throwing wild haymakers hoping for a viral knockout. Watch closely as he methodically dissects every fundamental skill that separates real boxers from pretenders. His footwork flows like water, while his combinations explode like dynamite, each movement calculated to expose the technical gaps that plague crossover fighters. The scary part? Davis is already visualizing exactly how he'll break down Paul's amateur-level defense, and from what we're seeing, it won't take long. Yet, not everyone in boxing's inner circle is celebrating this potential bloodbath. Eddie Hearn just dropped a bombshell opinion that's sending shockwaves through the community, and his words couldn't be more damning. The respected promoter didn't mince words when he declared his complete opposition to this fight, calling it everything wrong with modern boxing. But here's the kicker. Even Hearn admits the financial tsunami this fight would create makes it virtually unstoppable, regardless of how dangerous it might be for Paul.
On one side, you have to understand the business of it. I hate these exhibitions. I hate these 14-ounce gloves. I don't know what it's going to be, but like, you know, you've now got Jake, who's a 210, 220 pounder fighting a 135 pounder. Bit weird, but at the same time, you know, I can't be a hypocrite and say, if you're Gervonta Davis and you're being offered 20, 30, 40 million, whatever the number is, and you're getting 7 or 8 to fight Lamont Roach in a 50-50, what are you going to do?
Behind closed doors, Davis's camp is operating like a military precision unit, and their game plan is terrifying for Jake Paul. Top-tier sparring partners are being flown in specifically to mimic Paul's awkward style, while nutritionists fine-tune every meal to maximize Davis's explosive power. The conditioning experts aren't just building stamina, they're crafting a weapon designed to maintain knockout power for 12 full rounds. Most chilling of all, the strategic team has already identified multiple pathways to victory, and none of them involve the final bell. The boxing elite are starting to pick sides, and Shakur Stevenson just delivered the most brutal assessment yet. In a recent interview that's going viral, Stevenson completely obliterated any hope Jake Paul might have, declaring the size advantage meaningless against Davis's otherworldly skill set. But Stevenson revealed something even more interesting. Apparently, Davis has been eyeing this fight since his bout with Lamont Peterson, suggesting this isn't some random money grab, but a calculated mission to prove a point about boxing's hierarchy.
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way you could, any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
What makes this upcoming fight so compelling isn't just the skill gap, it's what Davis represents in this moment. This isn't about fame, followers, or social media buzz. Tank Davis is carrying the torch for every real boxer who's watched YouTube personalities invade their sacred sport. He's not just fighting Jake Paul, he's fighting for boxing's soul, determined to show the world that authentic skill will always demolish manufactured hype, no matter how many millions of followers you have. However, the controversy is far from over, as respected journalist Dan Rafael just added another layer of drama to this explosive situation. Rafael's concerns about the weight difference have sparked heated debates, but he made a fascinating comparison to the Paul-Tyson spectacle that has everyone talking. Despite initial skepticism, that fight delivered genuine entertainment and mutual respect, leading Rafael to believe this Davis showdown could be even more electrifying, since it was Tank himself who threw down the gauntlet.
It'll be an exhibition fight. Now, whether they go all out and try to win, I guess we'll have to see. You know, some people would think maybe it turns out like other exhibitions we've seen where it doesn't have the excitement because they're not truly going for it, like Jake Paul and Tyson. Now it was an official fight, not an exhibition, because they were on similar terms in terms of the weight. But Jake even made a point at the end of that fight, like he didn't want to knock Tyson out because he kind of felt bad for him.
But wait, another voice of concern is adding fuel to this raging fire. Keith Idec isn't just questioning this fight, he's practically screaming warnings about potential disaster. His stark assessment of the dangers involved has created a fascinating divide in the boxing community. While Idec acknowledges the massive commercial appeal, his emphasis on the serious risks have many wondering, are we about to witness entertainment or a genuine safety concern? The tension between spectacle and sport has never been more apparent.
A legitimate athletic event, I don't know how you could do that, because it's just not safe for someone that big and someone that small to fight each other. That's why they have weight classes.
The most revealing glimpse into Davis's preparation comes from his devastating pad work sessions, and what we're seeing should terrify Jake Paul's team. Every combination flows with surgical precision, while his defensive movements make him virtually untouchable. The speed is otherworldly, the power is bone-crushing, and the technical mastery on display represents decades of authentic boxing development. These aren't Instagram-friendly training clips. This is a master craftsman perfecting tools of destruction. Cutting through all the controversy, Greg Hackett delivered perhaps the most logical take on this entire situation, and his perspective is reshaping the narrative completely. Rather than questioning Davis's decision, Hackett pointed out something crucial. If Davis believes he can handle Jake Paul, then he has every right to prove it. More importantly, Hackett highlighted the massive financial opportunity this represents, suggesting Davis would be foolish not to capitalize on what could be the biggest payday of his career.
I don't understand the issue. He could come back and fight whoever he want after that. His career is not over just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of fucking demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But, you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. This is a bank robbery. You know what I'm saying? This is what people do in the corporate world every day. Steal money. He doing it. I'm not mad at that man. F that. I ain't mad at Tank for some shit like that.
When the dust settles and these two finally collide, we're not just getting a fight, we're getting the ultimate test of boxing's new reality. Tank Davis isn't just defending his record, he's defending the entire sport's credibility against the influencer invasion. For Jake Paul, this represents the ultimate gamble, a chance to prove he belongs with elite fighters or the moment his boxing fantasy comes crashing down. The stage is set for boxing's most controversial showdown, and the entire combat sports world will be watching to see if skill conquers spectacle. The question isn't whether this fight will be entertaining, it's whether Jake Paul can survive long enough to make it competitive. Will Tank's devastating power end this experiment in the first round, or could Paul's size and awkward style somehow create an upset for the ages? And perhaps most importantly, is this the fight that finally settles the debate between traditional boxing excellence and social media stardom? If you're ready to witness history in the making and want exclusive access to every training update, knockout prediction, and behind-the-scenes controversy, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This fight is going to rewrite Fight Boxing's rulebook, and you don't want to miss a single explosive moment of the journey to fight night.